Have you ever been told that the only way to stay healthy, manage your weight, and age well is to walk the famous 10,000 steps a day? It's advice we hear all the time. It comes up during doctor's appointments, appears on TV, on social media, and often even comes from our own well-meaning children. Walking has become almost an obligation. But let me ask you a very serious question, one that almost no one dares to ask. What if I told you that, after the age of 60, those long, repetitive walks on pavement or concrete might actually be speeding up the wear and tear on your knees and hips instead of protecting them? I know that sounds controversial. It seems to go against everything you've learned your whole life. After all, walking has always been seen as something natural, simple, and safe. But the biomechanical reality of the aging body is harsh and it doesn't forgive illusions. If your cartilage is already thinning, if you have signs of arthritis, knee or hip pain, or that annoying stiffness when you wake up, each step on a hard surface sends a direct impact that travels up through your feet, ankles, knees, hips, and even your spine. That impact must be absorbed by joints that often no longer have the same shock-absorbing ability they once did. Forcing your body to walk in pain is not healthy. It's ignoring a clear warning sign. In practice, this becomes a silent punishment, a slow, almost invisible wear and tear that grinds away at your joints, step by step. And the most dangerous part is that many people think they're doing the right thing, when in reality, they're just building up micro-injuries every single day. But don't worry, because today I'm going to show you something different. I'm going to reveal a secret that top orthopedic surgeons and physical therapists use with their own patients to restore strength, mobility, and stability without harming any joints. This is not about staying stuck on the couch, nor is it about giving up movement. On the contrary, it's about learning how to move intelligently, respecting the body you have today. In this video, we're going to discover a specific routine of simple chair-based exercises that, even in scientific studies, have proven to be more effective at strengthening the quadriceps, relieving that nighttime pain, improving walking stability, and drastically reducing fall risk, especially when compared to long walks done in pain. If your goal is to avoid surgery, reduce dependence on medications, and regain independence in your daily activities, pay close attention. Especially because exercise number 4 in this routine is a true game changer for many people. But before we begin, I need to know something important about you. When you walk for a longer time, do you feel pain in your knees, hips, or back? Write yes or no in the comments, and also tell me what city in Spain you're watching from. This exchange matters because we're going to discover the truth together. And truth starts with an honest conversation. There's a lot of confusion out there. For decades, we've been sold the idea that walking is the universal solution, the answer to all aging problems. But the body changes with time, and what worked at 30 or 40 isn't always the best after age 60. And please, don't get me wrong. Walking is a fundamental human activity. The body was made to move. The problem isn't walking itself, it's a key detail that almost no one explains, and it completely changes the rules of the game once we reach 60, 65, or 70 years of age. To understand this, think of the human body like a classic car. An old car can be wonderful, it has a beautiful design, an engine that still works well, and great value. But one thing is inevitable, the natural wear and tear of time. Now tell me, what happens to a car's shock absorbers after 200,000 kilometers, about 125,000 miles? They wear out. The rubber parts dry out, lose their flexibility, and no longer absorb bumps and impacts like they did when the car left the factory. Something very similar happens in your body. Your knees and hips also have their own shock absorbers, your cartilage and menisci. When we're young, those shock absorbers are thick, well hydrated, flexible, and highly efficient. Physics doesn't forgive anyone. Every time you take a step, especially on hard surfaces like city sidewalks, the ground sends an impact force back up. That force enters through your heel, travels up your shin bone, tibia, and hits directly at the knee and hip. We're talking about an impact that can reach 1.5 to 2 times your body weight with every step. If you weigh 80 kilos, about 175 pounds, your knees could be receiving up to 160 kilos, over 350 pounds, of force repeated thousands of times during a single walk. Ready? Then let's start building those strong, stable, and reliable legs. Exercise number 1, knee extensions. I like to call this exercise the invisible shield for your joints. And that's no exaggeration. This first movement is, without a doubt, the cheapest and most effective insurance policy for protecting your knees. The technical name is isometric knee extension. It might sound complicated, but in practice, it's extremely simple. The problem is that most people do this exercise the wrong way, and because of that, they don't get the full benefits. To understand why this movement is so powerful, we need to talk about the star of the show, the quadriceps. Place your hand on the front of your thigh. That large, wide, and strong muscle is the true king of walking. Many people think the quadriceps' only job is to extend the leg, but that's just part of it. The vital role of this muscle is to prevent the knee from bending when it shouldn't, and most importantly, to absorb impact. When the quadriceps are weak, the knee becomes unstable, it wobbles during movement, and that leads to pain, insecurity, and a much higher risk of falls. But there's a second fascinating secret to this exercise, and few people talk about it: synovial fluid. Imagine that inside your knee there's a kind of sponge soaked in lubricating oil. That oil is synovial fluid, responsible for nourishing and lubricating the joint. Cartilage doesn't have its own veins or arteries. It feeds like a sponge, through compression and decompression. When you do this exercise while seated, contracting and relaxing your quadriceps, you create a real internal pumping effect. This movement pushes synovial fluid into the cartilage, delivering nutrients and improving lubrication. In other words, you are literally oiling your joint from the inside, strengthening and nourishing the knee without the stress of stepping on the ground and absorbing impact. It's strength, protection, and recovery all at once, exactly what your joints need at this stage of life. Now, full attention, because this is the most important part: how to do it correctly. Technique is everything. Posture is everything. There's no point in doing the exercise if it's done carelessly. So, the first rule is simple: don't slump into the chair like a sack of potatoes. That's already starting off wrong. Sit with intention. Sit on the edge of the chair, not deep into the seat. Keep your back straight, your chest slightly forward, like someone confident. This posture activates the right muscles and protects your lower back. Rest your hands on the sides of the chair for stability. This isn't weakness, it's body intelligence. The more stable you are, the better your muscle activation will be. Now let's move on to the movement. I want you to imagine that your foot weighs about 20 kilos, around 44 pounds. It's not about lifting it carelessly. Slowly raise your right foot with full control. Count mentally: 1, 2, 3, until your leg is fully extended, or as far as your comfort allows. Pain is never required. Your body sets the limit, not your ego. And now comes the golden secret, the step where 90% of people go wrong. When your leg is up, don't lower it right away. Hold it there. Squeeze the front of your thigh with force. Really squeeze. I want you to feel the muscle getting hard, firm, almost like a rock. Keep that contraction for 1, 2, 3 seconds. This moment is crucial. It's exactly in this moment of tension that the magic happens. That's when the brain gets the clear message: this muscle is important. We need to strengthen it. This communication between brain and muscle is what activates deep muscle fibers that have been asleep for years. This isn't just physical exercise, it's neuromuscular reprogramming. Now, the return is just as important as the lift. Lower your leg just as slowly as you raised it. Don't let your foot drop. You control the movement. You control gravity. Gravity doesn't control you. This control on the way down protects the joint and strengthens the muscle even more. Let's quickly go over the most common mistakes you should avoid. The first is turning the movement into a pendulum, swinging your leg up and down quickly. That only uses momentum, not muscle. If you do it this way, you're basically wasting your time. Another classic mistake is holding your breath. I see many people turning red, tense, almost out of air. Breathe. Inhale as you lower the leg. Exhale as you lift and contract. Breathing helps your muscles work better. Another important mistake is slouching. If you lean too far forward or hunch over, you end up putting pressure on your lower back. Stay upright, with a firm, proud posture. That protects your spine and improves your exercise results. Now let's do 10 repetitions with the right leg, and then 10 with the left leg. No rush. Quality always comes before quantity. If you feel a slight tremble in your thigh muscle during the exercise, congratulations. That's not a sign of weakness. It's your nervous system waking up muscle fibers that have been inactive for a long time. Let me quickly tell you the story of Ricardo, a 72-year-old patient. He lived on the 3rd floor of a building with no elevator. For him, every step was painful going up, and scary going down. Ricardo started doing this exercise 3 times a day, at breakfast, after lunch, and at night while watching the news. No weights. No machines. Just using his own leg. In 6 weeks, everything changed. Ricardo was going down the stairs whistling. It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't luck. It was consistency and biology working the way it should. Before we move on to the next exercise, the one that will transform your circulation, I want you to make a commitment with me. Take this exercise seriously. Do it with care, consistency, and respect for your body. That's how real change begins. Let's move on to exercise number 2. It's simple, powerful, and often underestimated, heel raises. I like to call this exercise your second heart. And believe me, that's not an exaggeration. Now let's shift our attention to the ankles and the back of the leg. We're talking about seated heel raises, focusing on the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius, commonly known as the twins, and the soleus muscle. These muscles are so important that many cardiologists refer to them as the peripheral heart or the body's second heart. And why that name? Think about it, the heart is up high in your chest. But your feet are far from it. Getting blood down to your feet is easy, gravity helps. The real challenge is getting that blood back up. That upward journey is a constant battle against gravity. When we walk, the calves contract and act like a powerful pump, squeezing the deep veins in the legs and pushing the blood back toward the heart, almost like a rocket launching. The problem is that, over time or when we spend many hours sitting, watching TV, reading, or using our phones, this mechanism begins to fail. The calves weaken, stop contracting with enough force, and blood begins to pool in the legs. It stagnates. And the result shows up in several ways: swollen ankles that look like boots by the end of the day, heavy legs, tingling, and nighttime cramps so intense they wake you up in pain. And in the worst-case scenario, a silent and dangerous risk, the formation of blood clots or thrombosis. No one wants that. And this is exactly where this exercise works like a true antidote. The best part? You can do it while talking on the phone or watching your favorite show. Now let's talk about proper technique. The starting position is simple but requires attention. Feet fully flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Your knees should be directly aligned above your ankles, forming an angle close to 90 degrees. This position ensures safety and effectiveness. Here's how to perform it. Without lifting your toes, raise only your heels off the ground as high as you can. Imagine you're trying to stand on your tiptoes like a ballerina, but without leaving the chair. Lift with control. Once you're at the top, pause for 1 second. Feel the back of your leg contract, firm and active. That's the peak of the contraction. After that, slowly lower your heels back down until they touch the floor again. No slamming. Full control. The rhythm here can be a little more dynamic than the previous exercise. Think of it this way: up, pause, down. Up, pause, down. This pattern creates a highly efficient pumping effect for circulation. Now, here's an advanced variation for those who feel the exercise is too easy. Place your hands on your knees and gently press down while lifting your heels. There you go, you've just added manual resistance. Your own arms have become gym weights. The more you press, the harder your calves have to work. And here's an extra benefit that few people know about: this exercise significantly improves balance. Strong calves stabilize the ankles, improve the body's response to imbalance, and drastically reduce the risk of falling. It's not just about circulation. It's about safety, confidence, and the freedom to move better every day. Let me tell you a quick story. I had a patient named Maria. She always complained that by late afternoon, no shoes would fit. Her feet swelled so much it seemed impossible to wear anything comfortably. What I did was reset her circulation with a completely natural remedy, heel raises. The instruction was simple: 30 repetitions every hour she spent sitting. No medication, nothing complicated. 1 week later, Maria called me in tears. She said, "Doctor, I was able to wear my favorite shoes again." That happens because circulation works when you help your body do its job. Blood needs stimulation to circulate. If you know someone, a friend or family member, who's always complaining about swollen, cold, or heavy feet, share this video right now. There's a share button right below. Send it on WhatsApp. You could literally be giving that person better heart health. Now let's move on to exercise number 3, the seated military march, or, as I like to call it, safe cardio. We've already strengthened the knees. We've already activated leg circulation. Now we're going to work the body's main engine, the heart and lungs. Many people believe that to do cardio, you need to go running, sweat a lot, and end up completely exhausted. That's a myth. Cardio, at its core, is simply raising your heart rate steadily to better oxygenate your body. And yes, it's absolutely possible to get a great cardiovascular workout while sitting in a chair, without the risk of tripping on uneven pavement or slipping on a rainy day. This exercise is called the seated military march, but it has a hidden superpower: neuromotor coordination. As we age, the communication between the brain and body can slow down a bit. Maybe you've felt that you want to move quickly, but your body takes time to react. This exercise helps fix that exact issue. Here we use a cross pattern: right arm with left leg, then left arm with right leg. This movement forces both hemispheres of the brain to work together. It's not just physical exercise. It's true brain training, extremely important for helping to prevent cognitive decline. Let's go through the longevity march. First, the setup. Sit a little closer to the edge of the chair to allow room for movement. Keep your spine upright. Activate your core. To do that, gently pull your belly button in like you're zipping up your stomach. Now the movement. Lift your right knee toward the ceiling and, at the same time, raise your left arm forward like you're marching in a parade. Then lower and immediately switch, left knee up, right arm up. The motion should be continuous, fluid, and coordinated. Breathing here is key. Don't hold your breath. Try to keep a comfortable rhythm. Inhale for 2 moves. Exhale for the next 2. This pattern helps control heart rate and prevents dizziness. And what intensity should you aim for? Use the talking test. You should be able to say a full sentence without gasping, but singing a song should be difficult. That's the sweet spot. This way, you ensure that your heart is working safely, effectively, and in a way that suits your body at this stage of life. This is the ideal level for aerobic exercise. It's where you burn fat, improve heart health, and strengthen your cardiovascular system without harming your body. Try to keep this movement going for 60 seconds straight. It might seem short, but I guarantee, by around 40 seconds, you'll start to feel your body warming up. That heat isn't bad fatigue, it's your metabolism waking up. It's your circulation speeding up. It's health flowing freely through your arteries. Now, watch out for a very common mistake that needs to be avoided. Don't slam your feet on the floor as you bring them down. No impact. Ideally, land softly with the ball of your foot first, then the heel. We want to be quiet, almost like a ninja. Now let's move on to exercise number 4, sitting and standing from a chair. I often call this exercise the king of independence. And now, my friends, we've reached the top of the list, the ultimate exercise. If you told me, I only have 2 minutes a day, what should I do? My answer would always be the same: this exercise. I don't want to sound dramatic, but I need to be honest with you. The ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands is the main indicator of functional longevity. Medical studies show this very clearly. People who lose this ability have a higher risk of falls, hospitalizations, and, unfortunately, needing help with basic daily activities in the coming years. The moment someone loses the strength to get up from the toilet or the sofa is the moment they begin to lose their independence. But here's the good news, that strength can be regained, no matter your age. This exercise is what we call a compound movement. It works everything at once: quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, lower back, and core. It's the foundation of human movement. Let's learn how to perform it safely, step by step. Level 1, Beginner, with support. If you feel you lack strength or are afraid of losing balance, start here. Place the chair against a wall to prevent it from sliding. Safety always comes first. Sit down and place your feet slightly behind your knees. This isn't just a detail, it's pure physics. This position helps with momentum. Rest your hands on the chair arms or on your thighs. Lean your torso forward. I always say, nose over your toes. If you don't lean forward, you won't be able to stand up. Push with both your arms and legs at the same time until you're standing. To sit back down, do the opposite. Move your hips back first. Find the chair with your body and lower yourself slowly, with full control. No plopping down. Controlled descent protects your knees and strengthens your muscles even more. Now, level 2, the final goal, without using your hands. This is where we all want to get. Cross your arms over your chest. Lean forward again, nose over your toes. Push the floor hard using your heels, not your toes. Imagine you want to push the floor down. As you rise, exhale forcefully, as if deflating a tire. This activates your core and protects your spine. Stand up until you are fully upright and squeeze your glutes for 1 second at the top. Then sit down slowly, controlling every inch of the movement. Now, how many should you do? It's not about doing 50 repetitions in a row. The focus is on quality. Do 5 perfect reps, rest for 1 minute. Then do 5 more. If you do this every day, I promise that in 1 month you'll notice walking becomes easier, climbing stairs takes less effort, and your body responds with more power and confidence. You are literally rebuilding the foundation of your house. One very important final warning: if you feel sharp knee pain while doing this exercise, go back to level 1 or reduce your range of motion. Don't go all the way down. Use a cushion on the chair to sit a little higher. Sharp pain is a sign to stop. Mild muscle soreness is a sign of progress. Learning to tell the difference between these two sensations makes all the difference. To finish, remember this: these 4 exercises are your new daily medicine. No side effects, no cost, and done from the comfort of your home. Don't underestimate the power of simplicity. Consistency always beats intensity. Your body is grateful. If you give it just a small stimulus today, it will return the favor with health tomorrow. What we shared today is not just a series of exercises or a simple workout routine. What you've received here is, literally, a passport to a free, active, and independent old age. Today we broke one of the biggest myths about health after age 60, the idea that in order to feel well, you must suffer, walk miles in pain, and ignore your body's signals. You've just learned something far more powerful. You've learned that biomechanical intelligence always beats brute effort. Now you understand that it's not about doing more, it's about doing better. Let's recap the 4 key strategies I put in your hands today. First, knee extensions. They are your protective shield against joint wear. Second, heel raises. They are the engine that powers circulation in your legs. Third, seated marching. A workout for your heart and brain at the same time. Fourth, and maybe the most important, sitting and standing from a chair. This is the foundation of your independence. Notice, you don't need a gym or expensive equipment. Just a chair, your willingness, and 10 minutes a day. Consistency is your true superpower. When you stimulate your body with respect, it responds with more energy, less pain, and better quality of life. Aging is not a sentence to the couch, it's just a new phase with different strategies. And now, you have the right strategy. If this content helped you, like the video and comment which exercise you'll start with. I'm Dr. Tom, and always remember, the power to transform your health is in your hands and in your chair. See you in the next video.